Right now, you are standing in a flood. If your eyes could see beyond the narrow slit of the visible light spectrum, the world would look like a chaotic neon nightmare. You'd see massive radio waves, some as wide as houses, pulsing from routers, GPS satellites, and cell towers. In fact, the signal your smartphone broadcasts is so powerful that if your eyes worked like radio telescopes, your phone would be a glowing beacon visible all the way from Jupiter. But most of us never think about this invisible traffic until a flight attendant asks us to flip a single switch. Airplane mode. We've been told for decades that this is to prevent the plane from crashing. But what exactly is happening when you ignore that request? Is it really about flight safety, or is there a much deeper, more disturbing reason involving the blinding of our species? Today, we go inside the electromagnetic spectrum to uncover the secret history of airplane mode. To understand airplane mode, we first have to understand how your phone talks. Your phone is essentially a high-powered radio station. When you make a call or send a text, your phone throws a radio wave signal toward the nearest cell tower. In a perfect world, these signals are like colors. To prevent everyone's calls from getting mixed up, cell towers assign each phone a specific color or wavelength. But there's a catch. The radio spectrum is finite. There are only so many colors to go around. With the advent of Wi-Fi and 5G, the air has become incredibly crowded. Now, imagine you are on a plane at 30,000 feet. You are miles away from the nearest tower. Your phone realizes this and begins to panic. To find a connection, it enters a high-power state. It expends massive amounts of battery power to send the loudest, highest amplitude signal it possibly can. It is screaming into the void, desperately searching for a tower to listen. This is where the problem starts. Because planes travel at 500 miles per hour, your phone isn't just screaming at one tower. It's screaming at dozens of them in a matter of seconds. When you fly without airplane mode, you aren't just a passenger. You are effectively acting as a military radio jammer. As your plane passes over a city, your phone, which is still screaming at maximum power, blasts nearby ground towers with a massive signal that can drown out hundreds of people on the ground. In the early days of aviation, there was a genuine fear that these rogue waves could interfere with the sensitive navigation equipment in the cockpit, specifically the ILS, Instrument Landing System, that helps pilots land in fog. While modern planes are heavily shielded against this, the ground interference remains a massive logistical nightmare for cellular providers. If 200 people on a Boeing 747 all left their phones on, the cellular grid below them would experience a localized blackout. But there is a secondary, more tragic consequence to our radio addiction. This is where my expertise in sub-millimeter astronomy comes in. To see the secrets of the universe, black holes, distant galaxies, and the birth of stars, scientists use radio telescopes. These telescopes are so sensitive that they can detect a signal 1 billion times weaker than your phone's vibration. Instruments like the Very Large Array, VLA, in New Mexico, are designed to listen to the faintest whispers of the cosmos. But because the radio spectrum cutoffs are rarely enforced, the rogue waves from our electronics are slowly blotting out the stars. When a plane flies over a radio observatory with active cell signals, it's like someone walking into a dark room and shining a high-powered flashlight directly into your eyes. It doesn't just disrupt the data, it blinds the telescope, sometimes for hours. We are currently in a vicious cycle. We pay for more bandwidth, companies launch more satellites, and the planet becomes blanketed in a radio fog that prevents us from ever seeing the deep reaches of space again. Today, nowhere on Earth is truly radio quiet. We have traded our view of the 96 billion light-year-wide universe for the ability to check Instagram in first class. So, the next time you flip that switch to airplane mode, remember, you're not just protecting the flight path. You're protecting the delicate silence of the universe. If you have a question about the invisible forces shaping our world, from radio waves to quantum mechanics, leave a comment below. Your suggestion could be our next 16-minute investigation. We read every comment, and your curiosity helps keep this channel moving. Thank you for watching What Exactly Is. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious. We'll see you in the next deep dive.